All right. I think we are live. We are the Daughters of Truth. Hopefully this is the last try. The third time will be a charm. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm waiting for this thing to come up. Okay, here it is. It's up. Thank you guys for joining us. We are back. We are back to talk about what's affecting our people today. Again, my name is Mona Chimsaga, and I have my sisters here with me to introduce themselves. Sisters, please.
Yeah, once again, my name is Augusta Nosike. Thank you for joining us.
Sister, please.
Yeah, my name is Eputase Simon Okube. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome. All right. So our topic today is the leadership within. And before we get started, we just wanted to encourage our people back home who are traumatized by the video that we are all seeing all over the world. The videos of the truck being dropped in our land with foreigners that we don't know who they are, and God knows how many ammunitions they have dropped. So they know that referendum will soon be here, and what they are doing is to use these foreigners to skew the numbers. So when they come, they will kill whoever they will kill, and then the rest will vote for whatever they are going to vote for. It's just a strategy, bottom line. They're dropping these people up to skew whatever information that they will be getting out of that land, and it's sad. So we're asking people to please go on YouTube, self-defense, type it up, look out for ways you can protect yourself. You do not want to be caught dead in your home alone without any sort of protection. There are some spray that you can use against your enemies. There's so many things that you can use. Ask Google if you don't know, for God's sake. Do not leave yourself unarmed, waiting for God to do it for you. No amount of fasting and praying. Do not let your pastors deceive you about fighting for your enemies. You do the best that you can, and God will do the rest. So we are pleading with our people, especially the village security forces. Try to connect with your brothers and sisters. I've been sending out this information now for days. Try to set up your fortify the security forces that we have at home. Contact whoever that is in charge in diaspora so that they can go directly through you guys and not through a middleman to fortify our various villages, to make sure that if these people come in, that we have some type of protection. So this is a time, it's not the time for Zoom meeting, because the Zoom is owned by, this thing that we're using is owned by Chinese people. They are listening. So they can take our information and sell it to the Zoom government and whatever that we're planning over Zoom is over. So Zoom is not a place to discuss important information or strategies. Because our men, we are asking you, it's not Zoom, okay? Free conference is even better. This is owned by American company. We know we, at least in America, for Americans, we are a little safer than for those of us, those that are run by Chinese. So the Zoom is owned by a Chinese guy here in America. But you can go online and Google it. A few weeks ago, they showed, last month as a matter of fact, that they claimed they didn't know that their line was routed through China before coming to the US. And that means, because I read up on this, that means if you are running any kind of business through China, the Chinese government, we have to sign a paper that Chinese government can get access to your data anytime they want. That is the only way you can run business through China. So it's online. Go to the business, weekly business forum and look it up. They did confess. The guy lives here in California, that their services incorrectly went through China. Lies, lies, lies. The bottom line is that Zoom is not safe. It's not a place to discuss strategies for what we need to do. There are other platforms that we can use, but we must get our village security forces fortified so that we are not left with nothing. Again, go on YouTube. You will find various ways to protect yourself and your families. Don't let someone come and get you in your home without any kind of protection. So our topic today is called leadership within. The leadership within. We chose this topic because we're trying to encourage our people, especially at this difficult time, that leadership is in every one of us. You just have to enhance it. You just have to know what it takes and look for it and implement those things. And self-control is an important quality of a good leader. Before you can lead others, you must first learn to lead yourself. You must first learn to lead your family. Even the Bible recognizes the importance of leadership. And it says that first of all, before you must lead, you must put your family in order. This is a Bible verse. So we are all leaders at various levels, be it family, be it club, be it church, be it in a marketplace, among other places. It's important for us to learn how to lead. We must get informed. We must be responsible. We must be the leader that we are looking for. Then it becomes easy for us to know and understand what it takes. When everyone becomes a potential good leader, it won't be hard to find leaders among our midst. Knowledge is power. We keep saying this time with that number. Knowledge is power. Do not be emotional. Do not get information haphazardly. Do not go to see what it is. Always do your research. Thank God for information out there. Always do your research before you put in your emotion and your time and your money and everything else, so that you don't become a victim. Like my sister would say, we like to be victimized. So let us continue to read as we learn to lead ourselves to self-determination. Sister Augusta will continue with the reading for now.
All right, thank you. And thank you very much for being part of today's lessons. So the Lower Niger Congress, resolutions of the Solemn Assembly of the Peoples of the Lower Niger, held on Monday, 27 April 2015. At the Solemn Assembly of the Peoples of the Lower Niger, convened by the LNC on the 27th April 2015 at the Atlantic Hall of Hotel Presidential Port Harcourt, the delegates observed and deliberated as follows. Number one, that Nigeria at inception in 1914 was purely a commercial venture of the British Crown, which paid the Royal Niger Company the sum of £865,000 in 1900 to acquire proprietary rights over the vast territory it later christened Nigeria. It was not a union of willing allies. Number two, that the lopsided constitutional arrangements in place by the colonial authorities of the time simply created a master servant union in which southern Nigeria, including the lower Niger, was constitutionally subjugated to the then northern Nigeria. Number three, that the imbalances orchestrated by that structure left behind by Britain in 1960 quickly imploded between 1961 and 1966, resulting in two bloody coups d'etat and xenophobic massacre of more than 100,000 peoples of the lower Niger, that is the then eastern Nigeria, living in the north of Nigeria, further deteriorating to the collapse of the Nigerian Union and its federal constitution. Number four, that the attempt to restore the failed Nigerian Union via a conference of the then military leaders in Aburi, Ghana, was frustrated when, upon return to Nigeria, the government of the rest of Nigeria, led by Yakubu Gowon, abandoned the agreement reached in Aburi and chose instead to wage a genocidal war, which consumed more than 3 million lives of the people of the lower Niger between 1967 and 1970. Number five, subsequent attempts to return to discussions that would bring everybody back to the Union on equitable terms had been rebuffed and blocked by the alliance led by the Born to Rule of the conservative North and supported by the renegade wing of the Southwest. The latest being the 2014 National Conference, where they, the North and the Southwest Alliance, declared that the terms of the Nigerian Union and therefore the enslavement of Lower Niger was not negotiable. Number six, on the point of blocking dialogue, it will be recorded that President Goodluck Jonathan, while inaugurating the Presidential Advisory Committee on the 2014 National Conference, expressly stated that the conference is aimed at realistically examining and genuinely resolving long-standing impediments to our cohesion and development as a truly united country. The North and the Southwest Alliance at the conference rallied against this clear position of the president by procuring the first decision of the conference that the terms of our unity was not up for discussion at all. Wow. Then number six, number 7. The current constitution imposed by decrees made exclusively by officers from the rest of Nigeria between 1966 and 1999 enslaved the people of the lower Niger, severely constricts our development as a society, and exposes us to routine mass slaughter under the guise of religion and politics. So, sister, let's explain all these steps from 1-7, what the decisions, the deliberations were by the lower Niger people. Sister Ekwi.
Yeah, okay. Okay, first of all, we know that after the Freedom Park proclamation, the joint declaration, they now said that every federating bloc should go back to their region and do their own solemn assembly. Now, by this document, it means that Nigeria has a sovereignty dispute. That's the case. It's like a legal case. Because sometimes when you tell our people that these things we are talking is nothing that will make you run around, allow yourself to be killed. You just need to understand the steps and then find out how to move in. So Nigeria has a dispute, a sovereignty dispute, and is thinking of how to resolve it. And that involves every Nigerian, and involves all the regions of Nigeria. So it's not something that one group will say, we're jumping up and down, we want freedom, we want freedom. Everybody wants freedom, especially people in the South, because they're the ones that have been enslaved.
Exactly.
So this document now is kind of operational view, like how to, this thing that's saying that I want to do, how do we do it? So as you read, this one was done in Port Harcourt 2015. That's for the lower Niger people. In 2017 at Ibadan, Yoruba people did their own. 2018 at Makurdi, Middle Belt did their own. What is the aim? They are officially rejecting the 1999 Constitution, which is not a constitution, it's a fraudulent document. Because the first page, because I heard somebody trying to explain the Constitution and teach our people the Constitution. We are not saying that the Constitution does not contain some things that are this or that. We are saying that from the first page, it shows that the Constitution is a fraudulent document. Because it said, we the people, and it wasn't we the people that wrote it. So somebody wrote it and signed it. So we are not even opening the Constitution itself. We are rejecting it, that we didn't write it. Now, how will you claim what he did not write? So it's not, the dispute is not the Constitution. Does it have anything good inside it, or does it not have anything good inside? That's not the issue. The issue is that we did not produce this document, and they lied against us and said that we did. So all the solemn assemblies have said we are rejecting this Constitution as the basis for a union. Be a nation. Nigeria has to be a federation. That's all the federating blocks put together. So we cannot be a nation based on this fraudulent documents. That's what everybody's saying. Because it's on that Constitution that they're bringing Fulani to your land. To come and kill you. So that's the first step. It's first thing first. The first step is to reject it. It's based on that document that are bringing, that's all the bad things that are taking our resources, everything they have done is based on that fraudulent document.
Because they can't be questioned. The document allows them to do that. They can't be questioned. So even if you say, hey, why are you doing this? They're going to bring out that document and say, hey, it's written here that we have a right to do whatever we want to do at any time. And, so they can't be questioned. So that's the essence of bringing down that document. That's very right. Yeah.
Exactly. Because by the time you bring that document down, it makes the Fulanis carrying gun in our land
easy. Exactly.
It makes that it's illegal. It becomes illegal because that's the document that's making them to do that. And another thing that it does, you bringing that document down, it opens our gates to a third party, the international allies that LNC have been working together, getting them together. It gives them that gate. It opens the gate for them to come inside. Because if you don't bring that constitution down, everybody will say Nigeria is a sovereign state. It's an internal crisis. Deal with it by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she said we remember each time we lay this complaint, even CNN and all the other news outlets will continue to say it is a farmers
conflict,
a clash. You know, they always say that. You understand? So they don't know that there's something called ethnic cleansing that is happening back home. So they'll say it's farmers and the elders clash. That's just what they do.
Even when they know, there's nothing they will do because they will tell you Nigeria is a sovereign state.
Exactly. Wow.
That's why we tell our people, it's good to follow protocol. It's good to understand strategy so that you can follow strategy. The first point of call is to bring down that fraudulent document.
Exactly.
So that people that can help you can have access to you to help you. And that's what we're saying. For you to understand what that constitution is, because of that constitution that they carry the Supreme Court, carry the hope.
Yeah, and install.
And install, don't worry.
And nobody did anything.
Nobody should call him Supreme Court governor. Meanwhile, that was exactly what happened. No, we didn't vote for you. The community did not vote for you. But you are now the governor of Imo State, and you are doing whatever, you know, you are like a stooge, helping the Fulanis to accomplish all these things that they planned long time ago to do to us. So everything at the Supreme Court governor.
And they're able to do that because of the fraudulent constitution.
Constitution allows that.
That's what we keep telling them.
That you guys are voting with, because once you continue voting with that constitution, they will bind you with that constitution. They can put whoever they want to put. They can transport how many people, truckload of foreigners they want to transport. And there's nothing that nobody can do about it because you are working under that constitution.
Exactly.
That's where the problem lies.
That's right. That's where the problem lies. All right, sisters, let me continue. So, number 8 of the declaration. Specific provisions in the imposed 1999 Constitution which injure and enslave the Lower Niger, for which reason we reject the document as the basis of our union, include A, the claim in the preamble that we, the people, solemnly resolve to submit ourselves, our people, and our lands into the Union of Nigeria, and therefore made and enacted that Constitution. This claim is patently false and therefore renders Nigeria's sole title document, the Constitution, a forgery and a fraud against the Lower Niger. Until this is fully addressed, Nigeria and its licensees in our territory hold our assets with forged instruments. B, the 36 states and 774 local government structure imposed via decrees by officers from the rest of Nigeria render the Lower Niger an insignificant minority, both in places of decision making, that's the National Assembly, and in terms of sharing revenues and other benefits. C, the 68-item federal exclusive list, which confiscates both our assets and our right to deploy those assets towards our developmental needs. Chief among these constitutional deprivations include the right to generate, transmit, and distribute electricity from our huge endowments in coal, oil, gas, hydro resources. Same goes to our right to secure our spaces by way of policing, ports, railways, highways, and other infrastructure. The North and Southwest titrates our development from this center. Wow. D, the so-called federal character and its concomitant quarter system that has imposed mediocrity as the standard of Nigeria, to which the Lower Niger must fit itself. The damage to the Lower Niger from this is unquantifiable. 5, the 7 mentions of Sharia in the Constitution in the face of Section 10 of the same document that prohibits adoption of state religion has left a leeway for several states in the far north to impose Sharia, which in turn activated an enforcement army called Boko Haram, which owes it an obligation to their faith to kill the infidel, a category to which the peoples of the Lower Niger fall in their warped estimation. To now be face to face with the specter of having as president in the name of one Nigeria a known sympathizer of the Sharia, whose role in the 1966-70 xenophobic and genocidal campaigns against the people of the Lower Niger remains starkly unaddressed, presents a grave concern to the peoples of the territory. In view of that, number 8, from A to E, above those who sit in Lagos, Abuja, London, and Washington to hear what is going on in Nigeria as democracy, we do well to remember that in the apartheid era of South Africa, elections were held every 5 years in what Margaret Thatcher and her co-travelers hailed as democracy, but which Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and the blacks of South Africa ruled as internal colonialism. Like the blacks of South Africa of the apartheid era, we in the Lower Niger colonialism passed upon us traps in Nigeria. Men of God, the lawyers and the civil society activists who go about pontificating on democracy, free and fair elections, and such jaded upwash, while closing their eyes to this weighty question of internal colonialism, are either ignorant or dishonest. The Lower Niger Congress challenges them to speak up on these issues, as silence means connivance with our tormentors. The youths whose future is at stake here should invest a fraction of the time they spend on Man U and Arsenal to join this debate and action. Those who gather in Abuja every month to share proceeds from the oil and gas confiscated in the name of a war that ended in 1970 should ponder over their role in this continuing criminality. Number 9, that the geopolitical parties presented in the electoral map of 2015 contest is one in which the rest of the country ganged up in conspiratorial alliance against the Lower Niger constitutes a clear referendum on the notorious national question regarding our mutual coexistence as one political union called One Nigeria. So, sisters, wow. Hello, Sister Muna.
Go ahead, Sister Queen. Go ahead. I'm trying to send some information out.
All right. So you see, the first thing that they did in this General Assembly was to agree on the map. Because sometimes when I had someone trying to analyze something about map on the Facebook, how useless map is, what is the importance of map. I'm like, what happened to my people that they went to school but they didn't get educated? They have certificate but they're not enlightened. Map is very crucial in what we're doing, because that's the first step to save the people seeking the independence. So the first thing they did was for the people of Lower Niger that gathered to agree and adopt officially the map they will use for this federation that they are seeking. And this is the map. We have shown it before in our this thing. Is it coming out?
Yes, coming out. That is the 1885 ethno-linguistic map of the Lower Niger. Yes.
Exactly. Because this map has all of us.
All of us in one place, correct.
Map is so crucial. Because it's like you want to buy something and they're asking you, what are you buying? You say, anyone. If you want a nation, you have to specify who is within that nation. And you, all the people, all the indigenous people, because at the time we read the 20 UN Declaration on the Indigenous People's Rights, that you must determine that the indigenous people seeking independence must occupy their ancestral land. So Ijo is on Ijo land, Igbo is on Igbo land, Yoruba is on Yoruba land. You will not start claiming another person's land. And the only way you will prove that the land in question, that this is the land in question, is through map.
Exactly.
It's an official document. So you will present an official document and say, this is the nation we are seeking. This is the map of the nation we are seeking. That's number one step. If you approach UN, the first thing UN will ask you where is the map of the nation you seek independence for? So that's why that was the first thing you were the Lower Niger people, all the indigenous people within that area. The first thing they did was to adopt a map, agree that this map will represent them. This map will show that this is what they want. And they moved from there. So, because we need to understand, because if you don't understand these things, you'll be falling victim. Today, all these people with their franchise, doing business, now they're telling you to bring more money. Meanwhile, they have been collecting money from you since defense has come, they're asking you to bring more. So you are falling victim of being recruited into different type of money-making company in the name of freedom fighting, just because you don't know what you should know. All these people, all of them have their own organogram, they are not even agreeing with the other. They are in our land, we have like 42 different organizations looking for freedom. And none of them is interacting with the other one. They are just different. So by this move, we have become a majority and no more minority. Now the caliphate that removed themselves and formed Sharia law have become a minority. These protocols are very important. These things are very important. You have to do them first, then you now move. So that you don't just be running up and down like a snake that they cut off the head. Let me stop here for now, my sisters.
Yes, so we do have to understand that being emotional, and we cannot stress this enough, being emotional is not going to do it for you. These people that we are dealing with, if you go look at their history, they kill their siblings even if you're in their way. So what we need is documentation, and superior argument. Nothing more, nothing less. Those are the things that will get us there. So being emotional about, oh, you're talking about this person, that's not even what we are talking about. We're just saying, educate yourself, do the research, go and see the requirements. Look at the documents of other countries that have achieved their freedom from their colonial masters, true freedom, by the way. Look at the things that have done. Don't do your research. Don't be emotional about it or whatever you want to call it. That if we don't begin to gather ourselves together, like my sister said, they have over 42 or 44 freedom fighting. Telling me at this point in time, they have not gotten themselves together to decide that this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to handle this thing. This is the plan B in case if the plan A does not work. And everybody is so fragmented. Why are they fragmented? Because you want to get the resources and handle it yourself. I don't need any resources from anyone. I need people to be educated. The only reason why we will have 42 freedom fighting groups is because they are fragmented, wanting to be in charge of one thing or other. Tell me why you cannot work with your brothers and sisters and do things the right way.
Exactly.
Follow the policies and procedures. It doesn't matter who it is. That's why you can come here in a company and different kinds of people are working in that company and things will be moving.
Exactly.
There's no favoritism. This is the policy and procedure. If you don't meet it, you're gone. If we appoint you to a position, you're not meeting your goals for that position, you're gone. It's not a lifetime position. If I hire you, I'm giving you 90 days to tell me that you can do this job. If you cannot do this job, I don't care if you're my brother or my mother or my sister, you are gone. Consistency. Mm-hmm. So that when they're coming in, they know that you have established your protocol on how things should work. So it won't be favor. They will see you fire your sister and your brother when they're not doing a good job. They will see you fire your mother when she's not doing a good job. You have that policy and procedure in place so that things can work. But we Africans know. We want to wait for fire to start. That's why a father will be in a family. They'll be asking him to share the lands among your boys, share your resources among your children. They will not do it until they die. Then another war will start in the family. Mm-hmm. Some of them will even wait for the last resources left to be used. I was watching one yesterday by this Johnny Taylor, a musician. His money literally went to lawyers while the children were fighting. $3.5 million. Why do black people find it hard to do the right thing? Why can't we just say, we have done it our ways, it's not working. Can we get a different way and make it, see if we can see how the other people that are succeeding, how they're doing it? What is so difficult? Let me highlight the emotional. The godly, if somebody called God, we all fall for it. Nobody's asking, what is the background of this person? What is the background? Okay, fine. We don't want to judge somebody from their previous mistake. We are looking for the new ones. Did you set a protocol? Did you set a platform? Did you set some type of regulation to make sure, hey, brother, I know you're an armed robber before. I'm trusting you now to be a pastor. These are the expectations. And I'm going to reevaluate in 90 days. I'm going to reevaluate in 6 months. Are we doing that? No. We wait for things to fall apart and then we'll start firing each other, cussing each other out, doing all these things. Whereas this wasn't even done right in the first place. That if I'm coming into an organization, somebody should offer me the rules and regulations of that organization and say, no offense, if you don't meet it, boom, you're gone, please. And have you even signed papers. That's what they do here for you. 90 days. If you're not meeting the goals, you are gone. There's no, it doesn't matter more your mother's best friend that referred you to that job. They will tell you, okay, we'll hire you, fine, you have the experience. Okay, these are the things that we expect you to do now that you're here. Why are we finding it hard? Why do we want to fall victim? I get this audio, get that audio, deal. We are asking, go and read the document. If you can't read it, divide it amongst yourself and give some to your brothers and sisters to read and come together and make sense of it. We need to go home. We are tired of our boys going without wives and raping 2 years. The other day, they were trying to kill this boy. He raped some 14-year-old. Shouldn't that person be married if he has a job? Creating problems everywhere that causes people to die unnecessarily. It all starts from governance. It all starts from people that are supposed to be doing things that they're supposed to do. You have people going on audio talking about that. Let's have a meeting. What were you doing all along? Since 19 when you were running your organizations, you didn't plan to protect your people at a time like this. Now we want to have a Zoom meeting that is owned by a Chinese company that they will take information, sell it to the Zoom government so that they can get more contracts. Get it right, people. When somebody say, oh my, all they do is want to talk. We are very analytical. I need to check because we're the one that will want to make sure our children are safe. We don't wait for the house to go on fire before we start gathering our children. Before something happened, a good mother and a good family should have said, hey, this is the exit sign. If you hear fire, go here. If there's tornado, hide here. Plan ahead because it will happen. That's why it's called a natural disaster. We don't know when it will come. We don't know when it will come.
Justice.
We just want things to be done right. Honestly, we're not here to fight anyone. Just do the right thing. If you need help, ask for help. Recruit people for help. Do the right thing. Get people that will allow you, a man that runs a good company, a woman that runs a company, he like people that will step in bumper to bumper in terms of what you're doing. Challenging, because that's how the brain will crank up and do even more. You don't want to be in a place where no questions are asked. You don't want to be a question where one person makes a decision. There should be a group of people. As they are coming in, we are telling you these are the requirements. If you're not meeting it, you cannot be part of this. No offense. I'm actually CEOs of companies here. If the company is not doing well, they will remove the CEO. The board of members will go, boom, you gotta go. The stocks are not doing well. It does not make the CEO a bad person. It's just that for this particular investment or whatever he's managing, he's just not able to do it. He's not a bad person. If he can do it here, doesn't mean he cannot do it on the other side. Let's get it together, our people. Follow the protocol. Our brothers and sisters in Yorubas are doing the things that they need to do, and our own are still bringing Fulanis to the security meetings. You see that we are in a hot mess. Very hot mess that nobody will come and help you, like Sister Augusta will say. It's a headsman clash. Those headsmen they're bringing, they kill you. CNN will go, headsman clash, that I'm always fighting with them. No, man, and Thunder will fire you. This is not a headsman's clash. They are doing all this, or better yet, they will call us separatists. These are the people that have been marginalized since God knows when. These idiotic fake news forums, they have the audacity to call us separatists. Can we
That means that nobody will speak for you. You're supposed to get your acts together and speak for yourself. Get the things you need. Put strategy in place to do the right thing. Nobody's doing it for you.
Nobody's doing it for you. Nobody will do it for you.
You're educated like they're educated. So what is the big deal?
I wonder.
But you will not use the people that know what they should do. You will begin going for mediocrity.
No, sister Queen, not that they are going for mediocrity. They are going for what favors them. Remember, for a franchise to succeed, you have to maintain that rubrics. You have to maintain that idiocy that will make people believe that, hey, something is happening. So to sustain a franchise, mediocrity has, this is him trying to maintain, because all the guy in our folk, like you're playing chess, you know when to move this thing, checkmate. You know, you are systematically re-enslaving. Yes. You're already enslaved, but you are systematically re-enslaving our people to do your own bidding. The idea of our people trying to contribute into your franchise to go and fight. Meanwhile, that contribution has been done longest time. There was a time the contribution was meant for defense fund. Where is that money?
Right.
There was a time the contribution was meant for so many things. Where is that money? So, and now you're saying we should go and contribute, that you gave account number, you gave direct numbers.
Sisters.
People that were your member could not even have direct access to you. Suddenly now, they cannot have direct access to you because your money, I will go. So our thing is that we're telling our people that do not pay into all these franchises that you are seeing. Monday WIC, sorry for saying it, but sometimes we just need to tell the truth. In my earth, do not pay money into all these franchises that you are seeing. It is for their personal upkeep. Call your local vigilante, call your village gum. If you have $1,000, pay directly to your vigilante, your local vigilante. $1,000 would amount to 400,000 naira or more. 400, that's a lot of money for your local vigilante. That paid it into somebody's franchise, that gallivants up and down, shouts on radio and talk all nonsense. So pay that money directly to your local vigilante. Call your village.
The sad thing is that some of these things, when you mentioned the World Igbo Congress, these people, they've been in business forever and a day. They didn't use their position to help our people. I didn't even know about them till like maybe last 2 years ago. And they claim to have started this thing here in Houston. It's just a group of people looking for political appointments so they can hang around the governors and get their own court when the time comes. That's why they never wanted to do anything for our people. And then their English will outnumber your own English. Their degree will outnumber your own degree. And you think they're doing work. All they're doing is to get hooked to see if they can stay in America and conjoin with those at home and get their own political appointments. And we're saying no to fraudulent activities on behalf of our people.
Exactly.
We are tired of this fake. So up till now, you guys telling me that up till now, you don't have plan B. Fine, you were doing political appointments. Are you saying that in case this one doesn't work out, for the security and safety of my